I want to start today's episode with a quote from somebody named David Ryan Allen. He invented a mentality or a process called getting things done, GTD. It's for like efficiency nerds and people who like to track everything, and that would free them up to be more efficient. I tried it, I did it, it does work. I couldn't keep it up. Just gonna put that out there. But great quote from David Ryan Allen. It goes like this: focusing on values does not simplify your life. It gives meaning and direction and a lot more complexity.
Let the good times roll.
This is Clarity Compressed.
Focusing on values does not simplify your life. It gives meaning and direction and a lot more complexity. I think a lot of us think that values-driven behavior is going to make our lives better, and we mistake better for easier. The opposite is true. Focusing on values does not make your life easier. It makes it more complex. Because if you don't have any values, you can just drift with the wind. There's no tension, there's no friction. And I'm going to show you this video right now. This is a video that I made probably at this point 7 years ago, called The Transaction of Growth. And I made this for my company then company Image Auto, because we were going through a rough time and we were growing, but we were having a really hard time, right? All the growing pains and things that come with growth were upon us. And I talked about this almost 2 years ago in episode 94, and it's more true today than it even was then. Well, actually, it was the same level of true then. But either way, so here, I'm going to show you this video. We're going to play the audio. If you're not watching the video, you're missing out, because you're going to get to see me before I had a beard, before I wore a hat, and before I had a J in the middle of my name. Well, I always had the J, I just never talked about it. So, but here is the premise. Here's the video. Just take a look at it and listen to it, and then we'll get back to it.
Growth costs something. Growth is a transaction. It's not a gift. Who doesn't say they want to grow? Who isn't excited about the potential benefits of growth? How many of us fail to measure the cost, fail to expect the conflict and the tension, get surprised and demotivated when they show up? Growth hurts, even scars. We see it in every area of creation. Childhood development, fitness, physics, relationships. We learn to walk, run, ride a bike by way of bumps and bruises. Our bodies require pain in order to be conditioned to be stronger, run faster, last longer. Because of the tension of wind resistance on a car, it takes about 75 horsepower to get to 100 miles an hour, but almost 500 to reach 200. And how about love? It's so easy to grow in relationship in those early days. What does it take to stretch that into months, years, decades? It takes huge investment, long lists of hurts and forgiveness, investment, pain, growth. The more you learn, the stronger you get, the faster you go, the deeper and richer the relationship, the more it takes to get to that next step. When you look at it objectively, from outside the emotions and pain and struggle, it seems to me that growth doesn't really bring us into conflict with these other elements of resistance. Growth brings us into conflict with ourselves. So now we continue to take our next steps together. Growth. We don't expect it to be easy.
Growth brings us into conflict with ourselves. Any great track athlete, any marathon runner, my business partner, Kyle, he's about to run a marathon. I have a lot of friends, Brian Benstock, Michael Burkholz, they run marathons. I'll run a marathon maybe someday. I don't have the time to train. I'm making excuses. Either way, any great track athlete, any marathon runner will tell you that it is not you against everybody else. It's you against you. The growth comes through pain and struggle and discipline and work. And we have a lot of hashtags today: motivation, hashtag blessed, hashtag entrepreneur, hashtag, hustle, hashtag hard work. It's easier to put the hashtag out there than it is to engage the principle that it's gonna cost something when we grow. Man, I use the hashtag entrepreneur, and I'm faced with it every day. It is difficult. And now even starting up Contagious Auto, this new company, it's all over again. It's not easy. It takes work. It takes dedication. But that's where the growth comes. If you have a relationship, like a romantic relationship with someone, guess what? No one is going to tell you that it doesn't take work. The only people that tell you that are the ones that just fell in love for the first time, or maybe are in love and they forgot that it's going to take work. Like, it's going to change, right? It's not all butterflies and, happy tunes. And I think we live in a culture right now where it's easy to forget that the growth takes work, and a lot of people have given up on the work. So we have all these issues in the world. We have health issues, and we have political issues, and we have, international issues. And what has happened is, one of my favorite lines from the new 21 Pilots album is that they're trying hard to weaponize you and I. Never take it. Don't take it. Because the growth, when we are weaponized against one another because we have different philosophical or political beliefs, guess what? We are not going to grow. We are in this situation where we are unable to grow because we are being weaponized and we're falling into it. But the transaction of growth means taking your values and leaning into the complexity of it, and at the same time, not giving up on one another, because we need to be together to grow. We need to grow closer. If you're feeling like it's too much, if you're feeling like the growth hurts too much, and it's easier to just lean in, go with the flow, just not talk about it, withdraw from relationship, withdraw from engagement, just telling you, don't give up. Because you can do meaningful work. There's a lot of meaningful work we need you to do. I need you to do it. You need me to do it. We need each other to do it. And that meaningful work is work that is rooted in care and empathy for one another. The transaction of growth, we're feeling it as a country right now. A lot of us are feeling it as individuals. Even in business, in the workplace, like, we're feeling it. We're feeling it, right? Labor, supply issues, right? Needing to pivot. We're feeling it. But let me remind you, and in doing that, I'm reminding myself that growth is a transaction. Growth costs something. And everyone says they want to grow, but not everyone is willing to embrace the conflict and the tension and the work that it takes to grow. So I hope that this week you can embrace the transaction, that you, along with me and the rest of this community, will work to embrace the tension and the complexity of right now so that we can grow through it, and that you'll believe with me that we're going to come out on the other side stronger, better, more connected, in a world where everything that you see on the news and everything you see in social media is trying to convince you of exactly the opposite. But I'm saying, never take it. I will see you next week, where hopefully we grew just a little bit more. Talk to you soon.
We came to fight.